These are going to be the trend joining setups that work really well on individual stocks or E-mini futures, because they are based on the intraday trends and volatilities of the markets. If you're a trader who's working on improving your trailing stop management and letting your winners run, this trend join long or short strategy has very useful criteria that you can also apply to your trading setups. To trade a trend, you need to first understand what forms a trend. Duh. I don't always draw any trend lines on my chart, but I'll pay attention to these setup criteria. So let's go over the setup criteria for the trend join long strategies. Number 1, you need to see the market either breaking out or breaking down. You do not want to see a sideways consolidation market. Number 2, you want to see the instrument you're trading to stay above the highs, especially above the pre-market highs after 10 a.m. Number 3, and this is very important actually, I want to see the daily chart of the instrument I'm trading for this setup has a lot of room to the upside. So let's take a look at this chart example here on SPY. The day in question is this one over here. So this one only becomes a trend join long setup after it clears through the recent daily resistance, which is the higher day from the day before at 524's area over here. So for me, I want to see the stock or the individual instrument trade above this key level after 10 o'clock. So you can see the pre-market session, it gapped down, reclaiming over VWAP and the ATMA here, and over that daily resistance we talked about here, 523, 524's area, and started trending along after 10 o'clock over here. So that's how you know it met criteria 1 and 2. And number 3, you want to see the stock or the instrument after it cleared through that recent resistance has more upside to go, right? You want the risk reward to be worth it. And just so happens, because of the recent gap down, that also kind of ironically made the upside a lot greater as well. Because you can see the gap down from last Friday, gap all the way down to 512s for SPY. And this day, you're bouncing back, filling the gap in between. So you can see the upside technically, this thing has upside to 530s on that particular day as well. So that's the irony in this. It's only because the stock has sold off so much in the short term the last couple of days. Now the particular bounce potential to the upside is so much greater. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can let me know down below. I'll clarify. But yeah, that's why volatility is so great and all the traders should embrace it. Again, we're not investors. Sure, investors will panic and worry about their long-term Apple investment. But for us traders, all the upside or downside sell-off volatility is amazing because we want the range to profit from. So over here is a chart example for trend join long on Apple stock like I took on Tuesday of that week. So you can see after a hold of 203's daily support level, you can see the stock reclaimed over VWAP. I was staying very patient, got long 202's starter size, added at VWAP test, 204's area, and I rolled it all the way to that previous day's closing price here, around 209's. So some of the key entry confirmations you want to see, holding major key level support on 203, 204's area here, 5 minutes or 15 minutes if you prefer. Stock later reclaim above VWAP. That yellow line here is VWAP. You can see a nice reclaim. All the wicks towards the sell-off got bought back up. So that's a very bullish sign. And eventually, you saw SPY trade above the pre-market highs after 10 o'clock. So that's what also gave me the confidence to keep holding. Instead of selling right here at 205, I rolled it all the way to 209's. I did not do this, but this is an option if you want to use a trailing stop or stop based on different levels. I was more so just watching the stock sitting here, so I didn't really use a trailing stop. But for those who had to step away, trailing stop is not a bad idea. Or you can use just breakdown of any support areas. Some people use VWAP, but I think you will give back a little bit too much because VWAP is all the way down here now at 206's. So the beauty of this trend join long setup is that a lot of times if you have good average and you still see a lot more upside, like we talked about earlier with the daily resistance, you have more room to go. It's worth it to hold some small